Hello everyone and welcome back to another must-see chess game by Bobby Fischer. And this was one of the chess games of Fischer from a chess Simul from 1964. And this chess game happened in 1964 in this chess Simul probably. So this is Bobby Fischer in 1964 in a chess Simul. In a 51 board chess Simul, so very nice and a very rare picture. Bobby Fischer is in the middle, playing against the challengers, mostly amateur players. So in this chess game, Bobby Fischer's opponent is Donald Ina, who was probably an amateur chess player from the United States. So let's see what happened in this chess game. This is a must-see chess game by Bobby Fischer, a pretty exciting chess game because already at move 1 we see b4. And what is so interesting about this move? Well, this is interesting because Bobby Fischer, like 99% of the time, he played e4 at move 1. This time he played b4. This is unusual for Bobby Fischer, and this opening is known as the Polish opening as well. e6, so developing the pieces, nothing so out of the ordinary. And of course Bobby Fischer's b pawn is annoying, so black is challenging the pawn how to develop the knight. So exchanging the rooks, and then queen to d6. Black wants to play queen to b4 and targeting the pawn. So Fischer is developing the bishop, black is also developing the bishop, both players castled, and then queen to b4 as expected. Fischer is defending the pawn, but now black is attacking the defender. Knight to a2, and then queen takes on b5. Black captured the pawn, but then Bobby Fischer also captured the pawn. The material is equal, and on the surface it looks like black is doing fine against Fischer as an amateur chess player. So queen goes back, knight to c3, but black still haven't developed his bishop and the knight. Bishop to b7, Bobby Fischer pushed the pawn, e5 attacking the bishop, and then knight to d5 attacking the bishop and also the c-pawn. Knight takes on d5, e takes on d5, and then pushing the pawn queen to d1 by Bobby Fischer. What is the purpose of this move? Well, Bobby Fischer simply wants to play queen to g4 and then checkmating the king. This is the plan, very simple plan actually. So bishop goes back, pushing the pawn first for prophylaxis. Bishop goes back and then queen to g4 by Bobby Fischer. He is threatening checkmate. How to defend? g6. Obviously in this position you can't defend with the rook because of checking the king. Knight to h6, forking the king and the rook. So this is why we have g6. But this is actually winning already for white. It is crazy how Bobby Fischer played a very simple move, but this is actually winning on the spot for white. Can you see how white is winning in this position? Actually black's position is falling apart. So basically white is winning a pawn in this position. Can you see how? How would you win a pawn in this position? Well, Bobby Fischer captured the bishop, knight takes on d6, and then checking the king and then capturing the pawn, and Fischer is a pawn up. And also in this position white is perhaps threatening to take the pawn, and the bishop is attacking, the queen is attacking on e5, so e takes on d4, bishop takes on d4, and still white is a pawn up. Also Bobby Fischer is targeting the b pawn. So black is defending, pushing the pawn, and black wants to exchange the queens. Probably even if exchanging the queens, this should be better for white, but white has a much stronger move than exchanging the queens. Bobby Fischer played queen to c7. This is check, and actually this is a nasty move. King to h6, of course you can't block with the rook because then capturing the knight. So king to h6. Let's check out what happens if king to g8, which looks like much normal move, but what happens in this position? Can you see the huge problem, the gigantic problem in this position for black? What is the ginormous problem? I don't know if that's a word, by the way, for black. What would you do in this position if you had the white pieces? Can you see what's wrong here for black? 1, 2, and 3. The problem is actually the queen. Rook to a1 and the queen is trapped. It's that simple. So if rook to c8, then simply defending, and still the queen is trapped. It's unbelievable. And this is losing. So this is why king to h6, and still we have rook to a1 by Bobby Fischer. And rook to c8 by Donald Ina. Fischer checks the king, and where is the king going? If king goes down, then queen takes on h7, and that's losing. So g5, blocking, what else? The only move. What would you do in this position? Now it looks like actually the queen and also the rook is under attack. What would you do in this position if you had the white pieces? Maybe rook takes queen comes to mind. And well, Bobby Fischer captured on g5. Bishop takes on g5, and actually black resigned. Did you see bishop takes on g5? This was the move. And black simply throw in the towel. So let me show you the possible continuation. Nothing works for black. If capturing the bishop, then rook takes on a6. And then rook takes queen. No. This is check. So after rook takes on a6, bishop takes on a6, and then defending the queen, check, and this is all over for black. White is easily winning, and there is no sensible defense after bishop takes on g5. What happens if, so okay, f takes on g5 doesn't work because of rook takes on a6 with check. And what happens if king takes on g5, then queen to g7, this is check. And after checking the king, actually rook to e1 is much better. Rook takes queen is also working, but rook to e1 is much better because black can't defend. Bishop to h3, checkmate. Bishop to h3 and then checkmate. There is no defense. So this is why after bishop takes on g5, black simply resigned. If king to g6, then bishop to e4, and this is also losing. If pushing the pawn, then rook takes queen with check. If king takes bishop, then queen check. Queen to g7 check. And then capturing the queen, or maybe black is getting checkmated. There is no sensible defense, probably. So this is why after bishop check, and then bishop takes on g5, Donald Ina resigned. And what do you think about this chess game? This was also a pretty instructive, a beautiful chess game by Bobby Fischer, especially the last position, the last finishing shot by Fischer was pretty nice. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time with more instructive chess games from the history of chess. Take care and bye bye.